Doris Mancini had lived a full life marked by love, joy, and profound loss. At 71 years old, she was a vibrant woman with a contagious smile, but deep in her heart, there was a sadness that lingered. Her memories were closely tied to the music of her youth, especially a special song, "All the Way." This ballad had been the soundtrack of her romance with her late husband, and every note set off an avalanche of bittersweet memories. Growing up in a small town, Doris had always found solace in music. It was in high school when she first heard Sinatra's voice croon, "All the Way," and it quickly became their song. She vividly remembered slow dances in dimly lit rooms and shared laughter on warm summer nights. Each time the song played, it transported her back to the gentle embrace of her husband, who had held her close as they whispered promises of forever. The passage of time had a way of softening memories, but some sounds evoked feelings that seemed as fresh as yesterday. Now, sitting in the audience at the concert, surrounded by fellow fans, Doris felt a familiar wave of nostalgia wash over her as Sinatra took the stage. The way he effortlessly commanded the crowd reminded her of days gone by, when life felt simple and pure. As she settled into her seat, Doris couldn't shake a twinge of sorrow. Her husband had passed away several years ago, leaving behind cherished memories mingled with heartache. Still, she found comfort in the music that had once stitched their lives together. Little did she know that this night would give her one last chance to relive that special connection in a way she never imagined possible. The concert hall buzzed with anticipation, filled to the brim with fans eager to hear the legendary Frank Sinatra perform. Bright lights illuminated the stage, casting a warm glow over the wooden floors and velvet curtains. The air was thick with excitement, as friends and family shared stories and laughter, their faces lit up by the energy in the room. Doris sat in the balcony overlooking this enchanting scene, her heart racing alongside the audience below. As Sinatra stepped onto the stage, a ripple of applause echoed through the hall like thunder. Dressed in a sharp black suit, he radiated charisma and charm that made every eye fixate on him. The band behind him warmed up with jazzy notes, sending an inviting hum through the crowd. Doris could remember dancing to his songs, feeling her husband's arms around her as they swayed to the music. Those memories danced in her mind like fireflies on a summer night. The atmosphere was electric as Sinatra began to sing, his voice smooth and rich like honey flowing over warm bread. Each lyric seemed to weave a spell over the audience, capturing their hearts and transporting them to another time. People swayed gently in their seats and hummed along to familiar tunes, fully immersed in this musical journey. Doris soaked in every moment, while also feeling a pinch of sadness deep inside her chest. She closed her eyes for just a moment, letting the music wash over her like a warm blanket. With each note drifting through the air, she felt not only nostalgia but also hope, a sense that perhaps love could echo even after loss. Little did she know that this night would unfold in ways she could never have imagined, connecting her past more deeply than she had anticipated. As the music flowed through the concert hall, Doris felt a wave of emotions wash over her. Suddenly, the familiar strains of "All the Way" filled the air, wrapping around her like a warm embrace. The moment she recognized the song, her heart skipped a beat. It was as if time stood still, and in an instant, she was transported back to a special place in her memories, a place filled with love and laughter shared with her husband. Without thinking, Doris shouted out from the balcony, "That was our song!" Her voice echoed through the venue, cutting through the joyous murmur of the audience. In that instant, every head turned towards her, and for a brief moment, all eyes were on the vibrant woman who dared to speak up amidst the sea of fans. Her shout wasn't just an echo, it carried years of emotion and heartfelt significance. Sinatra paused mid-performance, his charismatic smile fading into a look of genuine surprise. He seemed to connect with Doris's call instantly, sensing the deep love tied to those words. The band fell silent as he stepped away from the microphone and scanned the room until his gaze landed on Doris in the balcony. His expression softened with understanding. Here was someone who cherished his music as much as he did. Doris felt a rush of warmth as Sinatra walked off stage and made his way toward her. The entire audience held its breath in anticipation. She could hardly believe that he had stopped everything for her small declaration. It was a moment lined with magic and meaning, one that would bridge the gap between her cherished past and the present she was living. As Sinatra climbed the stairs toward her, Doris's heart raced, filled with hope and longing for what was to come next. As Doris's voice echoed through the concert hall, Sinatra's eyes widened in surprise. The room fell silent, the vibrant energy stilled, as he processed the heartfelt shout that had interrupted his performance. He turned to his band, raising a hand to signal them to stop playing, his expression shifting from surprise to a warm smile filled with understanding. It was clear that he recognized the emotional weight behind her words. The audience held its breath, sensing the moment's significance. Sinatra stepped away from the microphone, his eyes scanning the crowd until they landed on Doris in the balcony. The connection was instant. He could see the joy and sorrow reflected in her face. This was no ordinary fan. This was someone who carried a story of love intertwined with his music. "Let's hear it together," he said softly, his voice carrying across the hall like a gentle promise. With that simple phrase, he not only acknowledged Doris but also invited her to share in a moment that transcended time. As he made his way off stage, there was an air of magic around him. It was as if he understood the power of music to heal and connect. The audience erupted into whispers and murmurs of excitement, captivated by this unexpected turn of events. Doris's heart raced as she watched Sinatra approach her, climbing the stairs with grace and purpose. There was a sense of intimacy in his every step, as if he were making his way toward a long-lost friend rather than a mere fan. When he finally reached her, their eyes locked in a moment that felt like eternity. His presence brought warmth and comfort, bridging the gap between past and present. Sinatra took her hand gently and smiled reassuringly, ready to share her song once more, a chance for Doris not just to remember but to feel alive again in a way she thought she had lost forever. As Sinatra stepped away from the microphone, a hush fell over the crowd, every eye following him as he left the stage. The warm, golden lights of the concert hall highlighted his silhouette, making him look almost ethereal as he moved with purpose toward the stairs leading up to Doris's balcony. His presence radiated warmth and charm, captivating everyone in attendance as he navigated through the sea of fans. With each step up the staircase, Sinatra seemed to embody a sense of grace that was both familiar and reassuring. He climbed slowly, taking a moment to acknowledge the audience with dazzling smiles and playful gestures, making them feel part of this unfolding story. It was clear he had an innate ability to connect with those around him, and tonight was no different. He was not just a performer. He was a man who understood the power of hope and heartfelt connections. When he finally reached Doris's balcony, it felt like time slowed down. Their eyes locked in a moment that transcended the noise of the concert hall below. Sinatra's gaze was filled with kindness and compassion, as if he were genuinely present in her world. Closer now, Doris could see every detail, the twinkle in his eye, the gentle lines on his face etched by years of laughter and love. He extended his hand toward her, fingers outstretched like an invitation to dance through time itself. "Let's hear it together," he whispered softly, his voice smooth and melodic even at such close range. The sincerity in his words wrapped around Doris like a warm embrace, making her heart flutter with joy and nostalgia. In that very moment, surrounded by music and memories, she felt alive once more, a reminder that love endures beyond loss. As Sinatra stood before Doris, his warm, expressive eyes seemed to convey a world of understanding. He gently took her hand in his, creating an immediate connection that made everything else fade away. The hall buzzed with anticipation, but in that moment, it felt like they were the only two people in the universe. "Are you ready?" he asked softly, his voice soothing and rich like the melodies he sang. Doris nodded, feeling a surge of emotion rise within her, a mix of excitement and unprocessed grief. She had never imagined this day would bring her face to face with the man whose voice had been the backdrop to so many cherished memories. Sinatra leaned in closer, and Doris could feel his compassion enveloping her like a comforting embrace. "I can hear how much that song means to you," he continued, his sincerity evident as he searched her face for the signs of her heart's journey. It speaks of love and connection, things that never truly leave us. With each word he spoke, Doris felt a deeper layer of connection unraveling between them. It was not just about nostalgia. It was about shared human experiences, the joy of love and the sorrows of loss that colored their lives. As she held onto his hand tightly, she felt seen in a way she hadn't for years. "I miss him so much," she confessed in a whisper, tears pooling in her eyes. Sinatra's expression softened even more, filled with empathy as he gently squeezed her hand. "That's what makes this moment special," he replied, his voice steady and warm. "Let's honor that love together." In that instant, Doris understood. Despite the years apart from her husband, music could still unite their spirits. And as the first notes of "All the Way" began to play again, she felt a profound sense of belonging, both to the song and to the memories it held dear. As the first notes of "All the Way" filled the air once more, Doris felt a wave of emotion wash over her. The music wrapped around her like a familiar blanket, pulling her back to a cherished past, where the warmth of her late husband's embrace lingered in every note. She closed her eyes, and instantly, memories flooded her mind, memories of their wedding day, their laughter shared under starlit skies, and quiet evenings spent dancing in their living room as Sinatra's voice poured out from the radio. With each lyric sung by Sinatra, Doris was transported further into that beautiful world they had created together. She could almost hear her husband's soft whispers, promising her forever as they swayed gently to the rhythm of their lives. The song encapsulated everything they had experienced, joys and challenges intertwined in a tapestry of love that time had not faded. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she recalled how they had faced life's ups and downs hand in hand. "All the Way" was their anthem, a declaration of commitment through every season of life. In this moment, surrounded by adoring fans and enveloped in music, Doris felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for having loved so deeply. Sinatra's voice soared through the hall with an emotional resonance that echoed Doris's feelings perfectly. Each line seemed to breathe life into memories long tucked away, reminding her that love does not vanish, it transforms and endures across time and space. She wished desperately that her husband could have been there beside her to share this moment. As Doris clutched Sinatra's hand tightly, she realized this was not just about remembering what she had lost. It was a celebration of what still remained within her heart, a testament to love that transcended even death. In this magical moment, with music flowing around them, they were not just honoring the past. They were creating new memories infused with love that would last a lifetime. Music has a unique power to evoke emotions and memories, often transporting us to specific moments in our lives. For Doris, hearing "All the Way" was not just about an old tune. It was a profound experience that awakened cherished memories of her late husband. In the concert hall, surrounded by the sound of Sinatra's voice, she was reminded that music acts as a time capsule, capturing feelings and experiences that resonate deeply in our hearts. In times of loss, music can take on an even more significant role. It often becomes a companion in our sorrow, allowing us to process grief while also celebrating the love that once was. For Doris, each note unfolded layers of her life, moments of joy, laughter, and romance, with her husband flooding back as they danced together to the song in their living room. As the music played, it served not only as a reminder of their love but also as a vehicle for healing. When faced with difficult emotions, it is the melodies that comfort us or stir our souls. This emotional connection can be incredibly powerful, tapping into sentiments that words alone may not fully express. Music has a way of capturing the essence of our experiences, channeling them into a language all its own. For Doris, the lyrics of "All the Way" echoed her journey, a promise of enduring love despite physical absence. Moreover, music fosters connections among people as well. In that concert hall, it wasn't just Doris experiencing the song, it united the audience in shared feelings. They were all drawn together by the beauty of Sinatra's voice and the memories it evoked within them. In this way, music transcends time and space, allowing us to remember and cherish those we have loved, while simultaneously reminding us that we are never truly alone in our feelings. As the opening notes of All the Way flowed through the concert hall once more. The atmosphere shifted dramatically. The audience, having witnessed the touching exchange between Doris and Sinatra, felt an electric charge fill the air. There was a palpable sense of unity as people leaned into each other, sharing glances that spoke volumes. Everyone understood what this moment meant, not just for Doris but for anyone who had loved and lost. Tears streamed down Doris's cheeks, but she was not alone in her emotions. Around her, others were visibly moved. Some wiped away their own tears while others held hands with loved ones, squeezing tightly as they shared this collective experience. The song became a thread weaving through the audience, binding them together in shared remembrance and empathy. It was as if they were all part of a larger tapestry of love stories, each person reflecting on their own cherished memories. Sinatra's voice resonated deeply within the hearts of those present, echoing their feelings of nostalgia and longing. You could see couples looking at each other with understanding smiles or nods, silently acknowledging the love that had shaped their lives. Even those who hadn't experienced a profound loss felt the weight of the moment. Music had a way of touching every soul in the room. The energy was thick with compassion as people began to sway gently to the melody. Some sang along softly, creating a chorus that enveloped Doris like a warm hug from all sides. Each note seemed to lift her spirit higher while simultaneously honoring her past. In that moment, time stretched beautifully. It wasn't just about Doris reconnecting with her late husband but also about everyone celebrating love in its many forms. As Doris clutched Sinatra's hand tighter and let herself be carried away by the music, she felt surrounded by a community that understood grief but also believed in love's enduring power. Everyone present was united in this moment. A reminder that no matter how isolating loss can feel, music has an incredible ability to bring people together in understanding and support. In reflecting on the powerful moments shared during the concert, it becomes clear how a simple song like All the Way can ignite profound emotions, rekindle love, and bridge generational divides. For Doris, this song was not merely a collection of notes, it encapsulated her love story, serving as a reminder of the bond she had with her late husband. Music has a unique way of capturing life's essence, transforming memories into something tangible that can be felt and shared among listeners. As Sinatra's voice filled the hall once more, it became a vessel that connected not just Doris and her past but also every person in the audience. Strangers found common ground through their shared experiences, demonstrating the universal nature of love and loss. The tears shed were not solely Doris's. They were emblematic of collective memories held by all who had loved deeply. Each note resonated differently, yet it bound them together in understanding. Sinatra's legacy is marked by this ability to touch hearts across generations. His music continues to resonate with audiences today, reminding them that love endures, even beyond death. The emotional engagement that such performances inspire is a testament to how music can heal and uplift. It tells stories without words and evokes feelings that linger long after the last note fades. In moments of sorrow, music can become a lifeline, offering solace to those who grieve. It allows us to celebrate what was lost while also recognizing the beauty that love brings into our lives. As Doris reflected on this experience, she realized that she was not alone in her journey. The echoes of All the Way served as a reminder that love transcends time, ultimately connecting us through the universal language of music. This single performance became a celebration of life and legacy, showcasing how melodies can create lasting connections among people and memories, an enduring gift that continues to live on in our hearts.